Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Double shot week. We did one last night. We're doing one again tonight. Second Row Podcast coming to you live. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Second Row Podcast. First and foremost, man, without Bobby Horner, Denise Jones, this is just not possible. There's no way we can do this because they provide so much to us that helps us furlong the podcast system that we initially have built this around, which is the OIWA and the Bumps and Bruises School. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a professional wrestler, I encourage you seek out a creditable school that will give you back what you want out of professional wrestling. That is a very important thing. It's a big slang for pro wrestling. Is creditable school. You're not going to get what you need from some Joe Blow in the backyard. It's just not going to happen. If you want to become a pro wrestler, I encourage you to seek out the Bumps and Bruises School, 1469 in Carrollton, Texas, and the other one, 501 out of Sherwood, Arkansas. Bumpsandbruises.com, underscore Championship Wrestling, man. You can get on there, check the website out, see what it takes to become a professional wrestler and get yourself signed up, man, and start getting in there and make your dream come true. Always chase your dream, boys and girls. Always. First and foremost, man, we want to thank our sponsors. Daniel Stubblefield, Boston Mountain Brewer, my boy. Ladies and gentlemen, bulk orders, it doesn't matter. Single orders, the man has your hookup. Give my boy Daniel Stubblefield. You can look him up at the Boston Mountain Brewer, or you can also look him up on Facebook, man, and give him a message, man. Get them orders in. Help those guys out, man. They help us out. They help us keep going. What's up, Jesse? They help us keep going, and we much appreciate those guys. Also, right here, the Shire Gastropub in Rogers, Arkansas. Y'all need to go up there and check these boys and girls out, man. This is an awesome venue. 3 stories. This is a very, very unique building. It houses a lot of great things. And some of the best is what it has on its menu is drinks and food. And they are grand. I promise you that. So go check my boys and girls out, man, at the Gastro Pub. Ask for Garrick up there. Tell them Joy sent you. Maybe he'll give you a discount on your next visit up there. That's what these guys and girls are all about, man. They love giving back to the community. And my boys and girls at Chaotic Kingdom Wrestling. Man, what can I say? I said it last night. I don't know that I can say it anymore or any louder for even the people in the back to freaking hear what we have to say as far as what the OIWA is doing. CKW and SOAR and Southern Extreme Wrestling, all 3 of these sister companies to the OIWA, Organized International Wrestling Association, went over the pond into UK and London and sold out 2 shows. 2 shows. Sold them out. That speaks volumes in itself, ladies and gentlemen. If they're in your area, I encourage you to go check out one of the OIWA events. It is worth taking in. I promise you it is worth taking in. My brother up here, Trey Mack at Offshoots TV, man. Keep knocking down what you're doing, dude. You're making a difference. People listen, I promise you. And down here in the bottom left corner, man, got a picture there, man, standing there with his arms up on his hip like that right there. He's got a cape on. He's got a crown on. That's called Crazy Mo. Crazy Mo. Ladies and gentlemen, shoot Bobby Horn a message. Find out what you can do to get that print on a T-shirt. I'm sure that this man would be much obliged to that. Ultimately, all of this is surrounded by the Indie Icon Professional Wrestling Group. I call it Indie Icon Professional Wrestling Group because these are the people that we talk to. We talk to the people on the independent scene of pro wrestling that are making a difference. And today, nonetheless, it may be even with a little bit of Wi-Fi help or not, one of the two, here we have Kendall Marie, referee Kendall Marie, in with us today. And I want y'all to know she is one of the SOAR babies. Okay. So let me explain SOAR baby. SOAR has special events. And in these special events, what I like to say, stars are born, right? So this is a sore baby, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you will, with me at this time, welcome in referee Kendall Marie. Kendall, welcome in, sweetheart. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you guys too. I
Man,
miss you
so
guys.
last time we were together, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to butt in, but I just wanted to clarify something before we get started. Last time we were together, there was a lot of internet issues your way. We understand Washington way out yonder, man. If you left from here going there, it'd be across the pond too. So it's way up there, and sometimes things just don't happen in either ours or your favor. I mean, that's just a given to it. So tonight, this whole podcast is surrounded by the young Miss Kendall Marie. Nobody else is going to be here to mess with us. Uh, you have this whole next hour, man, to take us on this journey that is Kendall Marie. So tell us what made you, and I heard that bird. What made you a lover of professional wrestling? What made you love what professional wrestling is?
Um, my love for professional wrestling mainly came from my first images from watching literally when I was being babysat by my aunt and my uncle when my grandma had to work all the time. Like all I remember was watching wrestling like The Rock, John not even John Cena yet, but Chris Jericho, China, like all the all the old days, like Attitude Era, just getting in this era. I just miss the nostalgic feeling, and that's kind of what brought me into wrestling as a whole. Is like I love the feeling of how this makes me feel and how I make other people feel. Sorry about Ryder too. Like he's
Hey,
he's
you're fine, and you know that's what professional wrestling. That's one of the give backs that I talk about. If you want to get out of professional wrestling, what you want to put in it, that's one of the give backs from professional wrestling is the way it makes you feel and the way it makes the fans feel from your perspective as far as telling a story, man. And that right there alone, I don't know if y'all, this lady is very young in this business. She's very young in this business. And if you heard what she just said, I want you to know she gets it. I want you to know, listen up, she gets it. Now, tell us about how you got to soar. Tell us about that. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Yep, I think she froze up. Maybe she'll pop back in just a second. There she is. She froze up. Now she's back. Welcome back with us. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so she lost sound. All right. So let me text restart the link. No, she can't hear me, Tim. There you go. Log out back in. There you go. Well, we lost her for a minute, but you know what? I mean, that's just part of how this goes. You know, it's kind of like a wrestling show. It's always going to have a glitch somewhere, whether it starts late or a rope breaks or, you know, a board breaks. I mean, something's going to happen sooner or later at a wrestling show that you're going to be like, wow, I didn't know that existed. But now you do. And same thing for this right here. You didn't know that people could freeze up and not be able to get back home. Now you do. So, as far as that goes, well, since she's restarting it, she's coming back in. I have to, Mr. Producer, do you have that clip still from Sword Championship Wrestling? Do you have that clip? If you do, can you play that clip for me?
Are you referring to the infamous
Yes, yes,
world clip? Yes.
yes. The infamous "I cracked his jaw" clip.
Okay, yeah, I have that one. Here we go.
Yes, can you play that back for me, sir? Now, I want you to understand the Anthony Price has been bouncing all over the internet, and he's crying about this and he's crying about that, and you can see very clearly in this photo in that video right there that the Anthony Price tried to strike me. Now, as far as an official goes in the professional wrestling business, that's for wrestlers as well, you are to protect yourself at all times. So I protected myself, and he did not. And now he's claiming, as his mouth opens this wide, that I cracked his jaw. And me and my legal counsel both understand what the video tells us, and that will be the end story of that. And I see that Kendall's trying to get back in with us right now.
Is
There she comes. I hope that now she can hear me. Let's see if we can get her up on the screen. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Hey!
There we go.
Yeah. So
His phone. I
back
was
to
about to throw it.
it's okay, man. It's like I was telling them, it's kind of like a wrestling show. Sometimes you start a little late. It might have a hiccup, you might have a board break on the ring, or you may have a rope break, something like that. You're always going to have some kind of technical issue, right? And
Yeah.
the same thing with a podcast. Sometimes we have technical issues. And I said tonight, expect technical issues. That's just the way it is. That Wi-Fi on that side of the world is different than the Wi-Fi on this side of the world. We're in lower ground, and I think y'all are in higher ground. And I'm sure it'll be back and forth. Hopefully not, but that is just the nature of the beast. But now let's get back to the topic. So again, let me ask, what got you to Sword Championship Wrestling? How did you get there?
I kept on looking around to just scope out to find new places, because when COVID hit, I had lost my home, and I just wanted to, help other people, like, get better, and just, I'm not about myself in this industry. I'm about everybody in this industry. That's where I'm at, and I just decided to just come through, see if you guys needed help, and from there, just kept working.
So who did you reach out to, or did they reach out to you?
It was kind of a both ways thing. Lando.
Okay.
He
Okay.
found me through 3-2-1 Battle, my home promotion, and
Right.
I found SOAR like unexpectedly through a friend that had wrestled there. So I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So I've just kept tabs every now and then.
Now, here a while back, somebody was asking on the internet, independent women's referees. There was you under a lot of, okay? There was you on a lot of comments that night. There was you. There were several that were popped on there, man, and Candace Harding. There were several that were mentioned in those comments, and I kindly went into the comments at the end and was like, I know both of these women, and both of them bring a lot to the table as far as officials. And then when I say a lot, I mean a lot. It's not every day that I see more and more women that are getting knowledge from other different women in the professional wrestling business as far as officiating is concerned. And I know you've got some great backing. Tell us about your backing.
my matches, like wrestling, or
Not like your backing. Who do
Oh.
you talk to? Because I know you talk to Aubrey. I know you talk to
Oh.
Candace. But who do you talk to a lot that gives you the most inspiration as far as where being an official in professional wrestling goes?
I ended up, yeah, it was mainly Aubrey, but eventually I did get to talk to the main person that really inspired me, and that was Moxley.
Yes.
And there was just a lot of things going on in my life at that time where I just felt down and out, where like it really felt like that people had given up on me because of what I was going through, and how like even though I wasn't doing as much, I still ended up putting in way more than my body could handle. And that was my limit, and I felt like as long as I could put my all in, I could get to where I need to be. And I just kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting, and like when I finally met Moxley, it just like settled. Like it felt like all of that like settled because it was
Yeah,
fun.
sometimes it's the little small things that we catch along the way or that's given to us that makes a difference. You know what I mean? I mean, let me say this for instance. 25 years in the business, watching James Beard in the ring, I still learn from him. I still learned something, and I was so proud for that moment because it was just not me stepping through the ropes. It was what I seen. And I was like, you know what? That made perfect damn sense. And I told James, I said, even to this day, brother, even people watching you are learning from you. And that's such a grand thing. It's not, they got to pick up on it first, right? It's not just, he's going to tell you this. I mean, that costs money. I mean, it's just like a pro wrestler. They're not going to tell you this. It costs money. Okay. Plain and simple. So, as far as that goes, but, we move forward and, you come to SOAR, and that's when I meet you. And I was so proud at SOAR Mania 2 for you. I was so proud. As young as you are and as short a time as we have known each other, I was so proud for you because I seen a moment come to you that doesn't come to a lot. And that was Kendall Marie officiating an Austin Aries and Dante Smiley match. And man, that was gold. That whole match was gold. The story told was gold.
That just
And,
took me back.
man, give me your inspiration during, before, and after that match. What were you feeling?
My whole mindset during that match, I was like, okay, you gotta be as you gotta call this match as down the middle as much as you possibly can, because both these athletes are amazing, and I can't even cite on that. And like, who could? Because Dante Smiley and Austin Aries, like, that's a match of the ages, and I did not expect myself to even get to that point. To be fair, I really I didn't see myself as a main event. Like at that time, I was like, whoa, this it wasn't a main event, but it still felt like a main event match.
Do you see you now?
As a referee, yes. As a
Okay.
wrestler, no.
Well, I mean, that takes time. That not everybody's going to be able to come to grips with this within a year to 2 years. I promise you. It's just not going to happen. It takes time, and you got to be patient with that. That's what you need to know right now. Just to be patient. I would say still do your referee thing. That's the kind of advice I would give to you. That way, you can still learn even from guys who are not that try first in professional wrestling yet, psychology wise, whatever the case may be, can still learn how to help placement and things like that that will help further you as far as a pro wrestler goes. Because, and you've already seen a lot of those spots, and you already know how to pretty much put somebody in place. I mean, I watched you do that several times, and that's amazing to watch too. And I think that the night that Dante and Austin uh, did that match at Stormania, I think that was when,
Oh, please.
and I'm going to say this, so don't get mad, but
No.
that's when Kelsey Marie Gibson found herself. Doggone it, she locked up on me again.
No.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, all right, good.
Okay, here we go.
But yeah, I think that night is when Kelsey Marie Gibson found herself, and it played a big role in who she is right now. I do believe that. Now, that's just my opinion. Not everybody's going to have the same opinion as me. I mean, you're putting in the hard work. Nobody else is. I mean, so that's something you got to keep in mind. As all you're doing the work, man, not them, right? You're doing this for you. You're not doing it for them. And nobody's going to fight harder for you than you are ever in life. Nobody ever will. But you flow through that, man, and you're just making waves all over the place. And then I see the juice box kid, Kendall Marie. She's got knee pads on, elbow cover, and the girls got gear on. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. I'm trying to search through social media and find a match. I'm like, what the hell? And my phone, just keeps going and going and going. And then I finally find something. I'm like, snap. Snap. So tell me about the transition out of the shirt, man, into a set of boots.
The transition was honestly executed very perfectly because we had this storyline planned for a while, and it also tipped, like, it was the final tip of the iceberg to end me and Princess Deathwish's storyline as well. Oh, hey guys, Justin and Colin. Hey.
I don't know, but I'm not getting messages over here for some reason.
Oh yeah, no, I keep on seeing a little thing pop up. I saw Colin and Justin both pop up.
Yeah. I'm not sure how come I'm not getting messages. So I don't know if anybody's asking any questions, but this guy here, as far as the producer goes, because I'm not getting any open spot here for me to. Oh, let me try that. How about that? Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Now I found it. Hey, y'all, you messed up and let me find out what's going on my computer. All right, bet on that. Hey, Cassandra, welcome in. Good to see you, man. She says, hey from Jonesboro. Colin, what's up, my man? You're back in with us again, my brother Chris. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. We had Chris Styles on last night, and that was a pretty touching podcast, man. Justin, what's up, my brother? Yeah, I know, Justin. I'm old and can't see. I mean, it's okay if you want to get on the Anthony Price train. I do not care. I can handle it either way. I'm a big boy.
Hey, if you want to keep me on here, if it causes any issues, I'll stay.
Right. Yeah, I know. Hey,
Ryder
you heard.
Back you up too. Ryder's gonna back you too. Right, Ryder? Are you gonna back?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, your transition, and you said it was really smooth, and that's pretty much what we're looking for when we ever try to transition out of a shirt into a pair of boots or vice versa. Either way, we're always looking for a smooth transition. What have you been doing pretty much since you got in a set of boots? Talk to us. Tell us where you're going. Where are we seeing Kendall Marie at right now?
The story's mainly at Reactivate Pro Wrestling. This Sunday I had a match, and it was a tag match. Ryder, I'm sorry, buddy. What? Okay, Sunday I had a match against Dove and Dangerous. They were trained from Oregon Pro Wrestling.
That face.
Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Yeah, lay down. They were trained by Oregon Pro Wrestling by Ricky Gibson and Eddie Pearl.
Uh-oh. Yep, she kind of locked up on us in.
There we go.
There she comes. There we go.
They were trained by Ricky Gibson and Eddie Pearl. They're amazing. They're really good to work with. They tried really hard to get the upper hand on the Juice Box Kid. You know, like it was kind of funny because Frankie had me up behind, like my arms behind my back and stuff, and then all of a sudden, Steven was trying to come at me. I'm like, nope, duck. So I ducked it. He punched his tag partner, and then I roll up Frankie. 1, 2, 3. The whole crowd jumps up, and I'm like,
Did I do something here that I should pay attention to? Yeah, I see that look on your face right now.
no, like it just shocked me because I like every time the crowd reacts like that, it's like, whoa, this is something new that I'm not very used to right now, because it's like these people like me. Like I'm used to how I felt in high school, so this is like this feeling, like it's an unbelievable feeling, but it's also like, wow, I actually touched people in this story. And that's all I really want in wrestling, is to touch people with my story. Like, I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep on trying to keep on fighting. And then finally that moment, just finally that one moment, and then boom. Everybody's like, whoa, we didn't expect that from her. That's kind of how it is every time I'm in the ring.
So you like the payoff, in other words, right?
I like the storytelling. Like, I love, like, just making the moments instead of, like, you know, focusing too much on one thing.
And the payoff in the end is ultimately, you know, what we're after a lot of times, because that tells us where we stand at amongst our peers as far as athletes go. You know, and I are you still training in the process training, or
I'm gonna go back to training, but at the moment I wasn't able to like get up there or be able to like actually.
How far is that away from home?
2 hours.
Wow. Yeah.
I went, but once I am able to go back up there, I plan on going both days, and even some of the days just gonna ask the gym if I can just come through and just get some ring time, because I need that. I personally need that for my soul. It's just I haven't been able to get up there. It's been really hard.
Right.
And also there's a lot of stuff going on outside of wrestling. It's a lot more difficult.
You know, and a lot of people don't know that, and we can touch on it if you want to, but I know some of it because we have talked. And ladies and gentlemen, this is called you keeping up with your brothers and sisters, right? Because if she decides she wants to talk about this, because it is a touching subject, I keep up with family, and I know what's going on in her life. This that she's talking about. Do you want to touch base with them on that and let everybody know what's going on, or would you rather leave that out of the equation right now? We touch on it later on.
Yeah, I'd actually love to touch up on it, so people know it's coming from me instead of, you know, because there there has been times where people were like, "Oh, what's going on with Juice? What's going on with Kelsey?" Oh, nobody knows the facts until they actually go to the person. Like, yes, I've been dealing with some health issues, but I've been constantly in the doctor's office trying to like find a doctor that'll actually listen to me, and I finally did as of literally a week, 2 weeks ago. And that's kind of how our medical system is, and it sucks that our medical system's like failing like that because they don't really pay attention to like women's health reproductive system, like the reproductive system, our health system, like everything. They don't pay attention to much of that anymore. So
Right.
finding that right doctor is pretty rare nowadays. And that's kind of all that was. And just making sure that
She froze up again, which is okay. We'll wait on for her. We'll wait on her to come back. Like I said, this ultimately today is around her, and there she is. She is back. See what I mean? She's
All right.
gonna pop in and out.
What
It's
part
all
did you
good.
guys hear?
Huh?
What part did you guys hear? Like, what did I leave off?
We were hearing about the female organ parts that you were talking about. You know, those the stomach issues and stuff like that, and then you froze up.
Yeah, I got reproductive issues. I got most likely gastric issues, which we're about to get checked out like very, very soon within the next couple of weeks to the next month or so.
Right.
I'm gonna get a scope down my throat to make sure there's nothing going on in there because I have major acid reflux. It's just so hard on my body because it's like, oh my god. Imagine trying to eat something and then not being able to keep it down and it just comes right back up, and you try to keep on like eating stuff to make sure like, hey, maybe I need bread or like crackers or something, and that comes up. Like, imagine that's ratchet.
Right.
Stop.
Imagine. No, we can't hear people that are asking for goats, Catherine. There's just not any way we can do that. I'm the wrong guy for you to try to get over on. It's not ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and is that in some way gonna hinder you down the road? I mean, are we gonna run into a problem where we don't see Kendall Marie for 2 or 3 years because they're trying to get their body back where it needs to be?
No. We finally caught it at a point to where it's still like okay, right? Or don't growl at me. Oh my god! Do not growl. Stop it. I might have to go outside. He's just, bro. I let you out. But, no, we got it at the right time. We're able to like make sure things are not as what they are. Like my old doctor kept on pushing me away. She kept on saying, "Oh, you're fine. Oh, here's a list of things you need to do, and you're fine. Here's some pills, and you'll be fine." I'm like, exactly right. Like,
I mean, that's confusing.
I know, right? Like, you sit there and say, "Oh, yeah, you need to get blood tests. Oh, we're a little concerned, but you're okay."
I'm a little concerned, but you're okay.
Like, I'm okay. No, I'm not.
You know, that's when I go, you're fired. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the university should have fired you. Number three, and just keep going and going and going with it. Because they need to be fired. I mean, how you just gonna give somebody pills and expect them to be fine? And that's the reality of the healthcare system today, man. A lot of them do it because they're just trying to make money. And I hate that for our people because in the end, the ultimate result in that is sooner or later, it's going to catch up to you, and it's the doctor's fault, not yours.
Yeah.
But it is what
Getting
it
right
is.
real quick.
So, yeah. But the classic thing about this is that Kendall Marie is still moving forward.
Yeah.
And that is so classic, man, because you're and is it baby steps or are you strolling with emotion?
Oh no, I gotta stroll with the motion because if I stop, I stop. Like my body, like where it's at right now, if I stop what I'm doing, my doctors basically said I'm not gonna be able to get back up and do it. So I just gotta keep on moving through as I go this progress of going to the doctors, going to like see all these tests to make sure if I'm okay. Like it's really tiring, it's really hard, but I still fucking do it.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
still gotta do it. I still have to do it because that's me. That's my body. My body's saying you gotta go, and well, I gotta go.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to cough all over in the ear there. And kind of look like we lost her again. And she will be back in just a second. You know, I hate that these things.
Okay, we're
There
back.
she is. There she comes back. And I'm glad you popped back in. I was just going to try to keep them entertained till you got back. I'll let you finish saying what you were saying. But the reality is nowadays I'm seeing a lot of younger ones getting out of professional wrestling, not because of them. It could be an issue of funds, a vehicle, in your case, medical. Someday it's going to take you away from it, and that is saddening. Because yesterday on the podcast as well, when we were talking with Chris Styles, we found out that his back is broke like this. His C4 and L7, something like that, sitting like this. And his back is broke. And his last match will be coming up at his brother's benefit. He ultimately had a heart attack. Prayers out to you, Tony Dabb, still. But as far as someday down the road, will they be able to find? Are there remedies other than pills that can help you out, other than working out on a consistent basis?
Yeah, I've been fixing my diet because my diet's the main problem. I've
Right.
went to like a gluten-free, like super healthy diet, and then I cut out things that would like make me swell up, and it wasn't really working out so well, and it just kept on. I kept on swelling internally, so they were like, "Oh my god, like this isn't the way to go. Like we're going a wrong direction." So we found out celery is the culprit to my puking problem.
Wow.
Like what? Like you're telling me that celery is the main reason that I can't keep food down? Because I love celery. I can't go without celery. That's
Can't go without celery.
Like if you want me to eat vegetables, give me a bunch of celery. Now I can't do that anymore, and I'm like, I try to eat healthy, and y'all take that away from me.
Java Sessions popped on, and Java Sessions is another one of our sponsors, also Second Row Podcast. I'd encourage y'all to go check them out on Facebook and YouTube as well. Great stuff over there from those guys. Tim and Paul, man, really on point with a lot of their stuff. He says that this sounds familiar, and the reason why he's saying this sounds familiar is because he has an allergy. How would I say it? An allergy addiction. Okay, I don't know if that means, but I'm fixing to explain the allergy addiction thing. Okay, so he's allergic to everything. Okay, can't have bacon. Can't have anything with spices on it. Can't eat red meat. He can have a piece of it. It has to be just cheese. He is really screwed up on his, and I pick on him all the time. You know, I tell him one of these days I'm just gonna fix him a bunch of onions and just put him on out of his misery. You know, get it over with. Throw some bacon in there because he's allergic to that too. Allergic to everything, absolutely everything. Exactly, Madonna Lynn. You are exactly right. That man is allergic to everything. If son was allergic to you, yes, that would be it too. But you know, and down the road, Kendall, these are the and the working out and doing, you know, the diet, is everything gonna is it gonna be able to help you more in the long run? Is that what the doctor was saying? In the long run, you're gonna get more, you know, out of your body that if you wasn't doing that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because, like, oddly to say it, I'm a lot healthier now than I was when you guys saw me.
Right.
Because there were
Yeah,
underlying.
you lost a lot of weight.
Oh. Yeah, like, when I was first at SOAR, when I first came to SOAR, I was literally 180 pounds. Like, 160, 180, and I was like, this has got to go down. I got to keep working. I got to keep going. And I just had that determination of, I have to. For my health, for my knees, for my heart, because I'm at risk for a heart attack too. Like it's really
Right.
like it's really rough because it runs in the family. It just happens, and like it's all genetic, and I'm double whammied with autism on my family. Like it's that's something that we just learned too, and I'm finally learning how to like move with that as well, and it's been a joy learning how to learn about myself again all over again.
So what's been the biggest curve that you've run into that's not saying stopped you, but slowed your pace, but you figured out how to curve with it?
um Physical, like mainly physical stuff, like sometimes when my anxiety hits, like it actually like presents itself as, oh my god, like I'm sick. Like it actually makes me throw up as well. Like it's easier to throw up with anxiety now with the condition that I have than it was a couple years ago. And like realizing that, that's like, oh my god, like how? Like how did this change? Like I understand it could be stress, but finally like understanding that there's all these health issues that we didn't know about for all these years, and now just learning about it, it makes so much sense.
So, okay, and that is really that's actually great news because that tells me, you know, that down the road that we're going to see you for a long time, and it's not going to take you over sooner than later, uh, and that's a blessing for us. But and as far as the referee, and then as far as the wrestler, so I'm gonna ask you a two-sided question. Give me, as far as an official, the biggest takeaway that you could give to a younger official coming into the business.
Always make sure that your health is in order first. Like for me, I just have to keep going because there's something in my mind and my body and my determination that makes me have to do this. But if there's something up, please like girls, go get your hormones checked out. Guys, go get checked for cancer. Like seriously, go to the doctor. Make sure you're healthy. For me, I want to show that I'm stronger than what is happening to my body. And that's my goal here. And that's, as long as I can keep doing that, I'll be fine. And so far, so good. But I will be taking a little break after October, just for a little bit, not for long, just to get more tests and stuff situated. But other than that, I'll be back in the new year. And
Awesome.
yeah,
That's great news to hear as well. Now,
I
as
just want
far
to
as
activate season as well.
right.
Yeah.
So, as far as a pro wrestler, because and this is coming from the jukebox kid, Kendall Marie, okay, to these younger ladies that are coming into the business, what have you taken away to this point that you could give them?
protect yourself, like stand up for yourself, but also know who you're around and make sure that you will be protected too.
Now,
Yeah.
with-
I know
with-
for a fact that SOAR protects their family.
they do, but then we have those rebellious ones. You know, do you understand where I'm going with that?
Oh, those, yeah.
You,
For the
you know,
rebellious ones.
yeah, the ones that are rebellious that don't kind of like to listen to authority. They think that they run the roost.
Okay, for that,
They,
advice for that, I would say just retrace your steps and find your tracks.
well,
Don't do that.
oh, okay, Mr. Producer, if you will, please roll the clip for me just a second.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Okay, so you said protect yourself at all times, and then you said if you want to be on the rebellious side, to retrace your steps and get back to where you need to be that standout person. And what did you take away just then from that clip that you just seen?
you know, this one's a little bit.
I'm talking about a rebellious type person now.
Yeah, actually, I know what you mean on that. Yeah, no, you pulling that clip up actually brings up a lot. Like, I actually went through something similar as of
Yes,
late.
yes, you did. And you know what? I think my producer has that clip as well. And if he can, I would like for my producer to play that clip as well, because I want people to understand that not only do you protect yourself at all times, not only as a pro wrestler, but you also do this as an official. Never, ever not stand up for yourself. Producer, if you can, roll that clip for me. I think he's trying to roll
All the kids are home.
it.
School's in.
Tell them to come in and be part of the podcast.
Not in this neighborhood.
Right.
Ryder's asleep now. Good.
Well, I don't know that he can get it up for us right now, and that's kind of fine. But what she go ahead and enlighten us on what you're referring to there, Kendall.
Well, what I was referring to, I'm not sure if you were referring to this, but within my little disagreement with Princess Deathwish, I spotted a little mishap in the match, and I confronted him. I'm like, you know what? You don't be doing that. So he decides to grab my shirt and push me. So I pushed him back. And then he pushes me back onto the ground. And right after that, he gets low blowed. And yes, I see the low blow.
I was able to get the clip loaded, so when you're finished,
Was you?
play it.
It may not be the same one. Let her finish that what she's talking about, and then I'll pull that clip up and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, and I saw the low blow, counted to 3 real fast, and that's when I made the transition to start wrestling again, because I wasn't having it. I was not having the harassment that Princess Deathwish was putting me through. Like, no, you don't mess with me, bud. I may be a kid, but you don't mess with the juice, because if you mess with the juice, it's gonna spill, and you're not gonna
I
like
like that.
the last straw.
I like that. That should be what you call your finisher, the last straw.
It
That's
is.
my opinion. Ah, Yes.
It's defeat.
That is awesome. Now, as far as an official and Mr. Producer, I'll go ahead and let you roll that clip and let everybody take a peek at what we're talking about as the other flip side.
Sirah muter-muter bolone gliyer-gliyer nyedater motorku tuku es teh gone kawer neng telak anyep tenan kaya ra duwe beban pancen tak pikir sebule enak edan so fly Pluto terbang so fly diubah sisteme malih dadi prasmanan sithik moko.
Now, from my understanding, he tried to beat up all three of y'all, correct?
He beat up on one ref, the newest
Okay.
ref
Okay.
that we got in the bunch. So we were all looking like in the back, we were all looking at each other like, this is not gonna fly. No. So we all ran out there, we all slid in the ring, and as soon as we got in the ring, we were all just barking orders at Draquan to get out of the ring. Hey man, what do you think you're doing? Since it was a 21 and up show, it was kind of like free for all. So I let some F-bombs fly, and I was like, okay, yeah. And I was like, what do you think you're doing? You don't beat up an official. So official Devin Campbell hits him. I end up kicking him in the gut, hitting Eat Defeat, the last straw. And then Joe King hits him with a huge clothesline, and Draquan flips off of that. And then finally, Ref Bowie gets up, and he curb stomps Draquan. And we all have our moment. And this is right under the Space Needle, too.
Wow.
Right under the Space Needle.
So I want to enlighten, okay? So you don't put your hands on an official, number one. Number two, officials always protect yourself. Always protect yourself. If everybody's seen in the clip with me and Anthony Price, he swung on me, and I wasn't going to have that, so I just knocked his punch out of the way and punched him back, and he said I cracked his jaw. And now being something about suing me or something like that. And then, we've got all this footage of him, trying to talk crap to me, and his gums are flapping and his lips are smacking. And so we just don't see, any place where he's hurt. If that's the case, he needs to get out of pro wrestling with his glass jaw. That's just my opinion on that one. I know I've seen you smile at that, and you're like, yeah, that might be what needs to happen for him.
That whole situation is very sticky,
Well, so let me give you a rundown. So D'Anthony Price don't like Thor. That's the rundown. Okay, D'Anthony Price does not like Thor, and I'm okay with that. But that's still not going to stop me from doing my job. So the sticky part of that is if you're going to swing on me, expect me to swing back. And if you can't be sticky with your part, I can with mine. And I'm going to make it stick. And that's just how it's going to go down.
If D'Anthony Price would swing on me, I'd swing back on him too. He really doesn't mess with the referees. He's lucky I don't fly out there myself.
You just cannot go around beating up old people anyway, much less officials. I mean, I'm 55 years old. I mean, why would you want to beat up on an old man? Exactly. I mean, what are you accomplishing?
I would expect him to pick on me because I'm his size. Like, look at him, he's short.
I mean, he's like, what do you call him?
Like,
yeah, there you go.
Honestly, he shouldn't be picking on you, man. Like, that's really ridiculous. And I don't even care if he's watching right now, because he knows I'm a real, I call things down the middle. I'm not going to let things fly, and I will not let this fly either.
I'm the same way. And I think that, again, D'Anthony Price has a problem with authority. And as we can see, that is the case here, and I'm cool with that. You know, down the road, I want to give you about another. What the hell? Down the road, I want to. Oh my God, this guy again.
Kidding me?
Joey. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
How are you doing, Joey?
I'm doing fine.
I see that y'all are talking about me, so I had to make my appearance. I
Well,
have to show up a little bit. And Kelsey said if I would have came at her, she would have struck me back. And Kelsey, that wouldn't have happened.
Oh yeah, it would.
D'Anthony Price,
I just want y'all to understand.
What do you want us to understand? That you got a cracked jaw?
Joey,
Look, ain't that just phenomenal? I love how that happened. And I had this for a reason. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he that just goes to prove my case right there. So, I mean, it is what it is, and we're going to do what we do.
Did that just happen?
I don't know how he hijacked that podcast just then. He's done. That's his second time doing this. He hijacked another one, and now he's hijacked this one. And I don't know how. I guess the boy's computer smart. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh my God! See, here he comes back. He must have got service. Then again, he may not come back. I hope not. Anyway, I mean, it is what it is on this end, and I can care less about it. You know, I mean, you raise your hand on me, I'm gonna raise my hand on you. Oh God, here he is. I mean,
good Lord. Ryder's not even happy. Ryder's not even happy.
I don't know. Go ahead, say what you got to say, D'Anthony. Go ahead, Price.
all right. Like I said before, Joey, this is my show.
So I want y'all to understand that I have ways of doing things, okay? And to come on my podcast and say everybody, especially all almost 5,000 followers that we have, that this is your show is absolutely absurd. And I have proof that you tried to tell me this was your show. So I'm just going to deal with that way because there's no getting around that. I'm not going to deal with it. Sweetheart, I am going to get you back on the podcast again. There is still more to your story. And I want people to listen and to take in somebody who is facing a lot of adversity in their life.
There you go. You can't kick me off too long, Joey. You can't keep kicking me off.
I'm not kicking you off. It's called bad Wi-Fi.
Bad
Okay?
Wi-Fi.
I'm not
Joey, I don't have bad Wi-Fi. I'm D'Anthony Price. There ain't no bad Wi-Fi.
You do it. What are you promoting guns on your thing you got going on there?
Joey, I'm a street dude, Joey. Street dude.
So you're telling us you're a killer? You're telling us you're a killer?
Hey, Joey, sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty. You should know about that when you punch me in my jaw.
Oh, I should know about that, huh? Okay.
Right.
All right. I should know about that, but the reality of that is I defended myself, and you should know about that defending yourself at all costs is how we are raised, each individual one. And that's the way I was raised. And I'm going to defend myself. You should have never swung on me, young man. If you wouldn't have swung on an old man, it wouldn't have hit you in your jaw.
No, that's not how it goes here. You got Kelsey on there. Y'all are both talking about attacking other wrestlers. Y'all are officials. Y'all cannot put your hands on other wrestlers.
Hey, I'm a wrestler too, D'Anthony. Oh. So since the last time since you've seen me, I've grown. I've changed. It looks like you haven't been keeping tabs because there has been so many guys who've been talking smack about just a ref, well, you know what? You're lucky that I haven't been back in Texas because I can show you a thing or two.
Joey,
I guess you
I'm gonna
heard
tell
that.
Joey, Kelsey, I need y'all to stay in y'all's own place. Don't come back to Dallas trying to start something with me because I'm going to finish it if y'all do. Joey, me and you are going to come to heads here pretty soon.
Well, you
Here
shouldn't have
pretty
listened
soon.
to Joey.
Joey has been on me for over a year. Speaking of not being around, that's what's going on since you've been gone. Joey has been through me time after time. And
No,
now we made it here.
no, I think that you have been taking understanding what authority is the wrong way time after time after time. And
Joey,
I can see that because you are a rebellious type guy. And you know, that's what makes your character try so elevated. You know, you're really that freaking good, dude. You really are. But you're sometimes you just don't use your head, Bryce. And swinging on an official is not using your head. I don't know what possessed you to do that.
Like, man,
I don't know what got into you, man.
Joey, I wasn't gonna hit you. I was punking you. So you putting your hands on me. I know you've seen The Rock. You know he'll punk a referee. That's what I was doing to you. I was
Hold
punking
up.
you.
Whoa. We're not even The Rock is not even in this equation. Okay? That's a bigger stage, dude. We're talking about Sword Championship Wrestling.
Yes,
Rock
and we're
and the
talking,
Sword
and we're
Championship
talking about the most.
You are at Sword Championship Wrestling, and so am I.
Yeah, I am Sword Championship Wrestling. Like I told you before. After I sue you in the OIWA, I'm gonna own everything in the OIWA, and I'm gonna run this show. That's why my name is the host, because this is good. This is the D'Anthony Price podcast now. That's
Wait a
why.
minute. So last week you were the victim. Now you're the host.
Yes, I'm the
So
host.
you're okay. So you this is the Second Row podcast for D'Anthony Price. Is that what you're saying?
No, this is the
Be
D'Anthony Price.
careful what you're saying. Be careful what you're saying, kid. You not see what's in my hand? Yeah, you just felt it. You just seen that. Now you know you're busted. Yeah,
Joey,
it's called a camera, kid.
I didn't do
It's called a
anything.
camera, kid.
Oh.
You see that? And it's
And then-
running. Everything you've been saying, I'm recording, dude.
Fine, Joey.
All these threats that you're monologuing toward me, you're fixed to step in the wrong direction.
That's fine,
Now,
Joey.
I want you to understand something, Anthony Price. I, by no means, shape, fashion, or form, have anything against you. I told you that I think you're an excellent talent. But I also said sometimes your excellence gets in the way of your thinking. You never raise your hand to an official, man. They are the power that bees in that ring. Those
Yep.
guys are the ones that take this to the next level, especially good ones. And for some young punk to raise his hand to an official who ultimately and visually older than he is downright disrespectful.
Joe, it's disrespectful.
It's downright
Hands
disrespectful.
on me. That's that, and it's disrespectful that you're going on here and you have Kelsey wasting Kelsey's time talking about you hitting me and how you're defending yourself. Joey, no, you're not defending yourself. You have been attacking me for over a year, Joey.
Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. You say I'm attacking you and I'm not defending myself. Producer, if you will, please roll that clip again.
Here we go.
Now,
And then you saw that my shoulders are up. What about the other clip of my shoulders being up,
wait a
Joey?
minute. Hold up. Let's go step by step here, because you're getting a little past yourself, okay? And I don't want you to do that. See, my producer, who is also my legal counsel, has a hold of all these clips, all this stuff we're recording. This will be, documented when we go to court as far as evidence. So what I want you to understand is you never raise your hand to an official. That is the reason why You messed around and cost yourself
Is that
sword title.
in the rule books, Joey? I can't raise my hand. It's I can't put my hands on an official, and I did not put my hands
Nope.
on the official. It never says anything about just raising your hand at an official. You just cannot put your hands on an official. That's a disqualification. I did not put my hands on you, Joey. You
Well,
put your
you
hands on
did
me.
because you hit my arm.
No, Joey. You put your arm up to try to block me,
Block
Joey.
what? Block you from what? From
Joey.
swinging on me.
From punking you, Joey. That's what it was. That's what you're not
You were
understanding.
poking me.
Joey. I wasn't
Bro,
gonna.
that was a very vicious poke.
I wasn't gonna hit you, Joey. You decided to put your hands on me. And if it was self-defense, Joey, then I should have hit you, right? But I didn't hit you, Joey, so it's not self-defense.
You hit my arm. That's self-defense.
You put your arm up. Joey.
You know what? You know
Technically,
what?
you hit me in my jaw. Now, you know what? Now that I think about it, I probably need to go back to the hospital and get my arm checked out.
Okay, why don't you go do that?
I just might, Joey. But before I do
Go
that,
do that.
I need to end this podcast, Joey. All right. I need to talk about my
You know,
sponsor.
Mr. Price, you are absolutely right, sir. It is time to end this podcast. Thank you for coming on and telling your side of the story. I wish you the best until the next time we meet. Sorry about that, folks. Slight little interruption. Please continue.
Understand, ladies and gentlemen. We went through this today, and he's been hijacking our podcast. You can see the man's got the beanie on. He's running around, got a gun on top of the beanie. He's ultimately thugging out for some reason. I don't know what's going on with him. I've never known D'Anthony Price to stoop this low or had this mindset at all, and I just don't know what's happening with him. Ultimately, again, Kendall, we're going to get you back on, sister, because there's still a lot to your story. But you see what I'm dealing with D'Anthony Price, and it's done got way out of hand. I don't know why he's pushing this issue, because it's only going to backfire on in the end game. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to get you back on. Let's give you a couple months, and that way, you know, the rest of what you've got going on as far as health wise, and getting yourself lined out a little bit more. You know, you can come back and finish this story, which it never has an ending, because I mean, until you walk away from pro wrestling, you are a storybook every day of your life, regardless of how you step in or how do you step out of your house. It's not just about the ring. It's everything we do inside and outside of the ring that defines us. And that's how we roll out. Ultimately, if you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a professional wrestler, I encourage you to go to a professional wrestling school that is credible. Buffs and Birds of Pro Wrestling, 469 in Carrollton, Texas, and 501 in Sherwood, Arkansas. You can look them up on Facebook, man, and give those guys a message and get your dream started today. And for one of my sponsors, Daniel Stokefield at Boston Mountain Brewer, man, dude, we appreciate everything y'all are doing to help us furlong this as far as sponsorship into the Second Row podcast. Ultimately, without y'all, man, we can't do this either. Garrett up at the Shire Gastro Pub, man, dude, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for helping us furlong this as well. And so be that, you know, y'all have great crowds every night, and maintain to stay healthy and wealthy in this industry, as far as food and dining and drinks. And I pray that you guys keep doing a great job there. Chaotic Kingdom Wrestling. This is lit. Coming October the 12th. They probably, I'm not going to say probably, I'm going to say the biggest independent wrestling event to ever hear Central Arkansas is going to happen on October 12th in Cabot, Arkansas. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't got your tickets yet to go to that event in Cabot, Arkansas, it is being presented by the OIWA. You can get your tickets online with the OIWA, is Organized International Wrestling Association. Also, my boys and girls at Chaotic Kingdom Wrestling, man, keep knocking it down. Do what you do. It's only gonna get better from here. Sword Championship Wrestling, and Southern Extreme, man. Keep killing what you're doing, and I say this all the time, but guys, I absolutely mean that because proof is in the pudding. You went across the pond, and in 2 days you showed out 2 shows, and that speaks volumes in itself. When Americans can go across the pond and do something like that, and I'm just so love you all, man. That's just how I'm going to praise that. Love you all. Trey Mack, man, keep doing what you're doing at All Shoes TV. If you're further south and kind of west, man, and you can't make it to a Bumps and Bruises school, give my boy Rodney Mack and Mama Jazz at the Dog Pound Dojo a holler, and they can get you hooked up well with professional wrestling also. You have Diamond State. They have a wrestling school. OVW has a wrestling school. The Rockies over in Colorado, man, there's the wrestling school over there. You know, I mean, there's creditable ones all over the place. The Monster Factory in Memphis. I mean, there's just so many that are around right now that can help you out. If you look over the bottom left-hand corner, man, there's a picture of a guy standing there like this. He's got a cape on. He's got a crown on. We call that sermo. Ladies and gentlemen, shoot Bobby Horn a message on Facebook. Find out how you can get that print right there on a t-shirt and order you a t-shirt today. And let's get these shirts out there and show Mo support, man, for what he's doing in the professional wrestling world. Ultimately, all of this is powered by Indie Icon Professional Wrestling. And when I say Indie Icon, that is what I mean. Indie Icon, that is what we bring on here week in and week out, that tells their stories, that helps give out the information to the younger people coming into professional wrestling that are needing that information. And you're not going to get it from some backyard guy. They're just not going to be able to tell you what you need to know. I'm sorry, just not going to happen that way. Ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, I want to thank Ms. Referee Kendall Marie for coming in today and visiting with us and being a witness to what just happened with the Anthony Price. Sorry to make you an association of this, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure I'm speaking your mind about it as far as what you've seen. So I'm very cool with that. Do you have any merchandise, Kendall, that you're selling?
Yeah, I do. It's actually on brainbustertees.com. You can find me in the other personalities, like the referee section. But I'm probably going to get switched over to the wrestler section soon. But I'm in the other personalities. But I got t-shirts, I got jackets, I got a beanie, I got masks, I got sweatpants, I got all kinds of things. I got stickers for sale. If you want a bracelet, reach out to me. $10 for a bracelet and a JBK sticker with a couple of freebie stickers. But
hey,
slowly getting it out.
Right here, she got merch flying left and right, man. Y'all reach out to her and help her move forward in the professional wrestling world, because that's how a lot of these wrestlers make their living, is by selling their merch. And ultimately today, the Second Row podcast is running down to its last minute. Kendall, I appreciate you coming on, sister. We miss you. I miss working with you in the ring, man. You're a joy to watch as far as growing in the professional wrestling world. It's a blessing to see the things that you're doing, and all I can say is kudos to you, darling. Keep moving forward the way you are, one foot in front of the other, man, because it's only going to get better from here. You know what I mean? So as far as that goes, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Second Row podcast on Thursday, and we are out of here. For Joey Lynn, Kendall Marie, we'll see you.